Remember me bringing this data center stuff up? All back. Abby's been working on it. I've been trying to get it in here, and she finally got it. Francine was going to push it off.
Yeah.
And so have you guys read it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as it's vetted through our legal.
The only question I have is this is the 180 days. You want to explain that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. So under Idaho Code
See where it says 182 days.
6765.3, the county does have the ability to initiate an emergency ordinance or moratorium on certain development within the county while you determine and study what you want to do long term as it relates to that type of development. So there is not the ability to just say we will not have this type of development in the county without looking at it and determining how you're going to deal with it in your zoning ordinance.
Because it's not currently addressed.
Exactly. And so the provision in Idaho Code provides for 182 days for the county to determine how it intends to handle this type of development. Upon the expiration of 182 days, Idaho Code 6765.24 allows the county to issue a more interim type ordinance that actually puts a longer duration moratorium on certain development for a year to allow the county to finalize its zoning ordinance related to certain development.
So it can't exceed the 182,
Yeah.
but we can do it previous or prior to that.
Yes,
We're able to get it. So James, as far as planning and zoning and all of that, is that a good time?
Yeah.
You can get it. I mean, I know that their schedule's pretty busy. They have to go through planning and zoning.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, what I would recommend is that we start initiating some workshops with both the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Elmore County Commissioners on how you all want to deal with and structure data center development within the county.
It's not even possible. I do not know where the water will come from.
And
We have to take all of that in our.
yes, and so that's where, if it's possible to do it in the 182 days, great. But Idaho Code does provide for up to a year to do that, but it's phased. So you do an emergency, and then you do an interim. And
But we're not calling this resolution an emergency.
Yes.
And so this section of the Idaho Code legislature recently enacted that goes into effect July 1st. That does give us some protection.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, if you could just give me 1 second, I'm trying to pull that up right now.
This House bill is right here. Does not authorize counties to prohibit data centers.
No, I'm talking about Idaho enacted legislation authorizing counties to prohibit data centers. The legislature recently addressed impacts associated with them. So it says data centers, as the term defined, that begin construction on or after July 1st may not use water for cooling purposes as a consumptive use unless the water is supplied by a municipal water district or water and sewer district.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, House Bill 895 that was signed by the governor and went into effect yesterday, discusses the requirements of data centers that are to be located in the state. And it requires that the data centers show an ability to source the water from acceptable sources, right? So it puts certain restrictions on water use related to data centers. It does not discuss or relate to how counties deal with data centers on the land use side. However, again, going back to Idaho Code 676523, the county in general has the ability to pause via a moratorium the development of certain types of development in the county while you examine and determine how you will deal with that development long term.
And that's similar to what Goody.
Well, like when Abby and I talked, my fear is that the time that we take to do a resolution or a moratorium, that somebody walks in with a package and hands it to James, and then what do we do? And so
Try to get ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I called Mitra a month or so ago and asked the very same question. What can we do? No, good stuff. I think we need to do it.
You got a number?
I have it on the sheet.
Good. Any other questions?
Anybody out there want to say something?
Data centers don't need water, data centers need cooling. So even if you write it in saying we don't want data centers not to use our water, there's nothing that says they're not going to come in with nuclear power. Or suck up our abundant solar array.
Well,
Just
I don't power building a big power plant right up by it.
This gives us pause where we can at least control.
Oh no, I'm on board with what you're doing. I think it's fantastic.
The gentleman behind you has his hand up.
I got a good question. A lot of us run on wells, and a couple of you guys, I know Al Hofer lives on a property that runs off a well. My well is only 400 foot down, so if they decide to use water and stuff, we're already in a drought, and as a retired wildland firefighter, medically retired, what's saying that this stuff isn't going to cause more harm than good? It shows that everywhere that these plants have went in, they've had some bad area that came with them. I'm not against development, but I'm against AI development. Because we don't need AI. We don't need these stuff coming in here. I'm not against grocery stores and stuff like that bringing in their jobs. But we have nothing to gain except for tax dollars and stuff off of this. When we could gain tax dollars off of some other revenue and some other development with Costco or something like that, then some multi-million-dollar company that's going to come in here and, one, if they run out of water, eat up all of our water. Anywhere, data centers, and I did my research, anywhere from 300,000 gallons of water to 5 million gallons of water they use.
Yep.
And that's not put right back into the system. That's taken out and it has to go through a process. So
Polluted.
So Al loses water. He might have to go back in. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of you other guys. But the ranchers, the ones that run off of wells, we have to physically pay a drilling company and come back out if our wells fail. And so I'm directly opposed to this. I'm not against development at all, but I don't think Mount Home has any business for AI data centers.
That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
I love what you guys are doing. Yeah, AI centers, water is a issue, like one of the main issues for cooling. But the centers themselves, they put off vibrations and noises, and even if they have a closed loop system, they are polluting the land and as they're building it up. And since they're so big, a lot of times when they flatten the land, they don't really take into consideration of the surrounding area regarding floods. So then you start dealing with a redirection of water that may not be beneficial for surrounding towns because they don't actually have to deal with the regulations regarding other towns. So as long as this city and this town is good, they don't care. And then when it comes to the vibrations, it actually messes with cattle. There's been a lot of issues regarding stillborns with cattle in the surrounding areas of I'm sorry, I didn't bring my notes because I didn't quite know what I was going to say. But there's a lot more issues than just water when it comes to data centers. People say they don't ever shut up. They're constantly buzzing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get close and you feel the ground shaking. So, and then of course power. They draw power inconsistently. So unless there's a lot of safeguards involved, there could be a big strain on infrastructure, and we can start blowing some lines.
Well, I'm sure you've seen on social media, Meade County is coming our way.
I do have something to add to it. I did do research on the radius. Mountain Home in Elmore County will lose a radius of anywhere from 3 to 5 miles around the data center that we cannot be able to use because the data center will cause harm to it. With its vibrations, noise, its pollution, it's about a 3 to 5 mile radius that we will lose, and we can't develop homes, stores, businesses, nothing.
Well, we appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate your comments. Scott, yes, sir.
One of the things to consider out of the text from House Bill 895 is that the definition that they provide is really taxation centric, but what a data center is comprised of. And that's something that we're looking at on the city side because of the language in the bill that you could put the quotations around the term unless, where it's talking about unless to a municipal system.
So I want to stop it.
With the city of Mountain Home, this is the focus of planning and zoning, and then obviously through the process of municipal law, we have to go through council and get those definitions ratified of the comp plan. So we're trying to work in parallel to you guys in this sense. But as well, another consideration, if you're going to do your definitions, is have a definition of consumptive use as applied to water energy, because those are factors under the taxation aspect, under, I think that was the BV definition of tax code. Those are actually.
And you guys probably need to be aware too that this is unincorporated Elmore County. So we don't have jurisdiction of the city, not in the city of Elmore, just so you're aware how that works.
Sure.
Okay. Just to make sure that this specifically says unincorporated. And it does address the welfare. Health, safety, and welfare exists. So to all your concerns, that's written in this. When we do a resolution in the county, we make a motion to not read it, and then we approve it, just so you know it's not going to be read. But
if you want a copy of it,
that
you
is
can sure
addressed
have
in here. So you can get a copy after we. Yeah, I love copy. And if it's ag plans, public safety, emergency service, everything.
Who wants one so she knows how many to print? 3, 4, 5, 6. About 10 of them.
Any other comments?
I would like to thank you guys for not only jumping on this as far in advance as you have, but also when it concerns water, the commission has been on top of it way before anyone else. And it goes, it hasn't gone unnoticed. And as a citizen of the city of Mountain Home, I appreciate it. And so thank you for all of the work that you
So
are
we're
doing.
trying real hard, working real hard at it to help the problem that no one has ever addressed.
On the just second rock, we've seen a lot of local level failure throughout the state, and we just want to say big thanks to this local level. You guys are on top of it. Thank you.
We've been working on it for a lot of years. Year and year.
I'd make a motion
Only 21.
to suspend the reading of resolution number 952-26 and refer to it in title.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd make a motion to approve resolution number 952-26.
Second.
All in favor?
We're pretty sensitive to water issues.
Yeah, those data centers, they just glow.
You know, and I think, you know, in all fairness too, for the group that's here, is there has been several phone calls made in regards to data centers wanting to hit this.
They're interested in property damage.
So I think that one that we talked about earlier, those two projects that have the same name, very concerned. Abby, I thank you for getting this done.
Welcome.
She didn't have much.
I'm not busy. And thank you guys for your input. We appreciate you guys
Yeah.
coming down here.
Aren't you? Glad you're here.
Sometimes it's not easy with our meetings during the day. We put our meetings at night, we meet here till 2.
You guys don't get to see the confidential memo from Abby, our attorney, but she did a lot of research. So
A lot of hard work.
a lot went into it, not just the 3 pages you'll get to see.
It's filtered over here.
Bye, Commissioners, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great 4th.
Thanks, Abby. This is our 3 o'clock. Our 3 o'clock.
3:30.
Everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
Clear.
Have a great 4th.
Thanks, guys.